Hi, this is Don, the short sale guy. I'm also known as John the Grant guy because I help people get $10,000 worth of free Google ads every month. And today I'm coming to you from Moscow. It's my favorite place to walk in the morning. It's Moscow State University. And I want to talk to you today about the fact that you have got to stop judging your own content. And I'm going to tell you a story, like I always do, tell you a story about me and what I've done and what has stopped me from doing what I should have been doing for at least 2 years now, because I was so strict and so critical about my content. And I tell you, it's one of those things where it's great to be a perfectionist in some ways, and it's bad to be a perfectionist in content creation, because I found that as an entrepreneur, as a real estate investor, as a budding internet marketer, I can tell you that a lot of us are very competitive. Otherwise, I mean, look, you don't get into an entrepreneurial work if you're just sit on a couch and do nothing. I mean, you may be a pretender, you may say you are, but I mean, let's face it, you're not going to get in the trenches and really go for it if you're not competitive. So with that competitiveness sometimes comes the evil twin, as I call it, which is you're very, very critical about what you do, and sometimes that leads to perfectionism, which means that you don't produce content. Now, I belong to a online platform. It's an all-in-one marketing system that I just absolutely love. It has transformed my business online. And the vice president of the company, her name is Cheryl. And I remember one time I went to a training, and it completely changed my outlook on how this stuff goes, because she said, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be good enough. And that's what it was a breakthrough for me, because I realized, you know what, it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes it can be good enough. Good enough sometimes is enough. And I tell you what, she's absolutely right. And I think about all the time I wasted. And that's the thing about content creation, about internet marketing, about branding yourself, is that so often you lose precious time by inaction. Look, I turned 57 in February. Look at my beard. I'm getting older, right? How much time do I have left? I mean, who knows? I'm not saying I'm going to die tomorrow, but there's so much I want to accomplish. And this is a marathon, not a sprint. And I know that the one sure way for me to be able to establish my brand as Don the short sale guy all over the country, Don the Grant guy to all over the country as well, and build my reputation, become an authority in my field. I already am. I just need people to hear about it. I got to put content out. I have to put content out, and that means that I have to get out there every day producing content. And I realized, okay, how can I do that? Well, I'm just going to start doing videos. Everybody I see is doing videos, and I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of experience that I can certainly share with people. And plus, most importantly, I can document what I'm doing. It's like when you document your journey, you take away all judgment, because you're not going to tell it what happened because it's not perfect. Well, folks, nobody's perfect, really, right? We all make mistakes, and sometimes the mistakes are the best part of the journey, of the documentation, because people want us to relate to other people. They want to see how we're doing on our journey, because it helps with their journey. If they see that someone's having the same struggles, or they had an aha moment, or whatever, that's motivating. That's something that really that brings value to them. So when I learned that concept of just documenting the journey and just putting stuff out there consistently every day, it was like, wow, that makes so much more sense. And but of course I was immediately overwhelmed with, like, oh my gosh, well, I mean, how do I have time to do this stuff? Because it's like, okay, so I want to do a podcast. Well, okay, that takes time. Well, then, okay, well, I gotta exercise every day. For me, I have to exercise because I was diagnosed with stage 3 kidney disease. Luckily, I've been able to improve my health up to stage 2. I was diabetic, but I was able to control my eating and bring it down to normal levels. but I have to exercise every day, and I walk. I can't exercise like I used to. I can't play tennis tournaments. Like, my knees are shot, my elbows shot, my shoulders shot. So for me right now, it's walking. So, but I gotta walk a lot. I'm trying to walk 10 miles a day, so that's like 3 hours. So then I realized, hey, I can make videos while I walk. And I got my selfie stick here, I got my phone. So now I can multitask. So all I have to do is I do my podcast, and then I drop it on my podcast platform. I get the transcript from it, and it becomes my blog. And the video is on YouTube. So I have my podcast turns into 3 different types of content. And as you see here, I'm just talking. I picked a theme, a topic that I felt was important to me, and that's what I'm doing. So I started thinking about doing a podcast well over a year ago. Can you imagine how many podcast episodes I would have in the vault right now if I just started and started throwing stuff out there? I didn't do it, so I lost a year. How much farther along would I be? I'm telling you guys, that is the ultimate motivating factor for me, because I decided I'm done with that. I'm done with the idea that I'm just, that I have to be perfect, that I have to become an expert on something before I put it out there. No. I'm gonna document my journey. So I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do like maybe a couple minutes a day, one video a day of maybe just some short bullet points. I'm going to be doing a podcast, time permitting. I'm going to be doing other content because I'm going to get my stuff out there. And because listen, with all due respect to everybody else out there, I'm Don the frickin' short sale guy. I've done 2,500 short sales in almost 20 years. I know how to do short sales. I'm probably one of the best short sale guys out there. So, I've done the hard work. I need just to get the word out. And so the best way to do that is to get out here and talk and provide, content which may be value. But you know what? It's up to you to decide if you like the value or not. My job is to make a decision about what I'm going to put out that day, and then I'll put it out there, and then like the 12-step people say, take what you leave and leave the rest. Okay? So my final thought is, put the content out. Document your journey. If you're just a beginner, don't try to say that, okay, well, this has worked for me, because they're going to, people are there's trolls out there. There's people that are going to reach out to you and say, hey, what do you know? You have 3 followers. Who cares, right? Who cares? Because the very minimum, what you can do is treat it as a journal. You can say, okay, this is what I did today. This is what was, this is what my challenges are. These are what my fears are. Make yourself vulnerable. Put yourself out there, and I guarantee you that's going to resonate more than anything else. I have gotten feedback from people who've told me that what they really liked was when I talked about my horrible debacle when I bought a tennis club for $400,000 and lost my shirt. Why? Because it showed them that I'm just as stupid asshole as anybody else can be, and that just because you've made a lot of money doesn't mean you can't make horrible mistakes. So I found that was interesting. So, okay, I'll tell you about all my mistakes if you want, if it helps you. But obviously I have triumphs and great accomplishments as well. That's life. That's what you do in life. So that's what I want to leave you with today in today's podcast is just, don't judge your content. Just put it out there and throw it against the wall and see what sticks. All right. And thanks a lot.